Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed, back with the same old crew. We back in the flesh, back to finally in person. It's first day of classes for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's chilly outside. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you? How's your break?
It was good. It went fast.
It was.
For me, it went fast.
That was a little.
Just a lot of family, hanging out with friends, working a little bit. What about you? Sounds perfect.
Same. Yeah.
Did you go anywhere or no?
Not really. Just a little,
like
an
go to
hour
family.
outside of town.
Because of family?
Not family, just a little getaway weekend. But
oh, there you go.
Nowhere too far.
Yeah, I didn't go. I literally did not go anywhere other than like drive to small places around and stuff like that and travel.
Yeah.
So it was a nice relaxing break, but now we're back in this bullshit.
I was about to say relaxing is one word I would not use, but
It wasn't relaxing for you?
well,
of work?
It was at some points, but I don't know. I felt like it was gonna be more low key than it was.
Dang.
A lot going on back in the hometown, which
Damn.
is, I guess isn't a bad
Bro's
thing.
got that hometown drama.
Oh my god. But
Hit on the dot. I hit it on the dot.
But yeah, no, it's definitely good to get back. Definitely ready for the winter time basketball season.
Yep.
Because God,
Rolling around.
I'm so done with football.
Well, football's not over, and
I know.
your team is in the playoffs.
They shouldn't be.
Well, my team shouldn't be in the playoffs, and they're not in the playoffs. So, but we can kick it off right there. Of course, we'll have basketball coming up soon. Both college hoops, but mostly
we'll probably get to some of that.
But mostly
Definitely.
NBA hoops, because
Yeah.
since we're both big in the NBA.
For now.
And your team is doing really well right now.
I'm not even talking about like team before. I'm just talking about like the sport as a overall. Like NBA gets harder and harder to watch each year.
I agree. It is getting harder. It's getting harder because there's just no defense.
Yeah,
That's what it is to me.
It's not even that, but it's just like, because like there's been no defense for a couple years now. I'd say.
Yeah.
Like ever since 2018, I'd really say there's been no defense. I don't know. It just feels like year after year after year, it gets less and less and less interesting to watch. Because I don't want to say it's like scripted. I know everyone likes to joke about how all sports are scripted, but
Bro's talking to rigging. That's crazy.
I just feel like just the NBA. I guess more just for the NBA, because I guess a lot of people I've seen online feel the same way about the NFL. I personally don't really feel that way, but I'm sure that'll start to catch up. But in the NBA, it just feels like the more you watch year after year, it just feels like last year the finals were the Nuggets, and no one expected the Heat, but I think most NBA fans could have told you last year that the Nuggets were a championship favorite.
One of there was the Celtics.
There was the Celtics. There was the Bucks were in that
the
too.
Bucks.
There were all, of course. There's always teams that are in that mix, but it just seems like last year everyone's like, oh, the Nuggets have the best player or the best team. They have the 2-time MVP. They're gonna win, and it happened. So
as it should.
Right. So I don't know. I just feel like it does feel like it is more and more.
Yeah, and
each year.
It was just. I don't know. Even with the Heat run, it just felt like the Nuggets were gonna. I said Nuggets in 5, and it was Nuggets in 5. It was that simple.
Yeah, 'cause that's when we just started this whole thing. But
Yep.
But even still, I know they were talking about the in-season tournaments here to freshen things up, get people.
Do you think
interested.
that freshened it up or no?
I didn't watch it.
I watched a little bit of it.
I didn't.
It was exciting knowing it was actually. Okay, Adam Silver low-key cooked a little bit because it was the players played harder because of the incentives.
Yeah, I get that. But
then it makes the regular season games just feel more pointless because then it's you watch the IST and these guys are going crazy. They're going hard for it, right? Then you watch a normal regular season game and it's just oh, we're back to normal basketball. And it's oh, we got 82 to go, you know?
Well, yeah, but and that, yes, I get the money incentive and that is a big, big thing. And I think we can start to see, because obviously look at the team who won the in-season tournament and look how they're doing now.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing great.
not in the slightest.
Did you see that rant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By which one?
The coach for the Raptors.
The Raptors? Yeah.
Did you see what Evan Turner said about it?
No.
He said something so racist.
Okay.
I can say it. It's not
okay.
It doesn't say any bad words, but he said that the whole rant has no meaning to it because the coach has an accent.
Ooh. Oh,
yeah.
Boy. Yeah. Okay.
And Dennis Schroeder, who plays for the coaches, said, "Bro, chill."
Yeah.
Like,
It's
what are
not
you
good.
saying?
It's not good.
Yeah, it's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Not a good to say
That's
that.
not a good saying, and it's not a good look.
Not at all. Yeah, I hope the NBA can find something to fix it, because I did love to watch basketball, but now
Yes, I do too.
it's just not the same. Because like the NBA could be so much. Because like I know people who like they say, oh, I don't watch like full basketball games, but like I like to see the NBA highlights. Like I like to see
highlights are cool.
the stuff after, like, and that's like those are the same people where it's like, oh, I can't sit and watch college basketball. And then like I get that, because college basketball is very slow, very methodical. You're getting in your spot. You're setting up all five guys are most of the time on offense. They're running a set play. Everyone's getting to their spot. Everyone on the offense at least know who's taking the shot this time, and everyone kind of knows how it's going to go. That's not always there in the NBA. There's more freestyling. There's more go out, get it yourself, and that's what leads to these cool moments, these cool plays. Yeah, sure, those you can have cool moments on these setup plays, because those do still exist in the NBA, but I don't know. I just feel like if the NBA can get back to just making it more fun to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
It would has so much potential. I just feel like.
I would say that in terms of college basketball, the reason why I'm enjoying it more and more is just there's the argument between the NBA where it's like, is offense getting better, is defense getting worse? I feel like it's a mixture of both.
I don't think it's people like to say like skill wise, like the players, like
I think the players have gotten better skill wise.
I think they've gotten better offensively. I think they've gotten better defensively. But you'll say people, it's like, oh, people just people don't play defense like they did back in the day. Like they don't do that anymore.
I just feel like that
it's a lot of it's based on like the rules. Like
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you can't play defense the same way you did, and part of that is Adam Silver's fault.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't forgive him for that.
Yeah.
Because back in the David Stern days, half these fouls that we be seeing,
these motherfuckers getting punched in the fucking mouth.
And I want to go back to those days, because like, well, we take out, like, obviously I'm a Sixers fan, so my favorite player is Joel Embiid, and the biggest scrutiny out there is
foul merchant.
Exactly. I want to see him play at a time like that.
I think a lot of people want to see
where
that.
It's blood and sweat.
The reason why I like college
tears.
basketball is it's grit. You know,
Exactly.
it's a lot of, and I'm not trying to knock the college basketball players, but the professionals are just like, I mean, they're professionals, right? The college guys are college guys, right? Most of those guys are not making the NBA, and if they have the opportunity to, then they're really good, right?
Yeah.
The college guys maybe can't hit the same shots as professional guys, which maybe makes it low scoring, but at the same time, there's just more. It just feels like there's more passion behind it, you know? Like you have to, that's why I like college sports, because it feels like sometimes you got to earn everything to get to the professional level, or earn like that next step.
That's definitely true, because you'll see people that'll scrutinize players that aren't running after a ground ball or barely playing any defense.
'Cause they already got the money.
There's also, but like there's like, oh, there's no passion. There's health's another one. Also, length of the season. Like those guys are playing twice as long as college guys.
Yeah.
Like
it's 100% true.
Granted, running for 3 seconds for a ground ball it looks bad. You probably should do it, but I guess that adds. I'm no doctor. I'm no scientist, so I don't know like the medical.
Yeah, there's a lot of medical bullshit behind it.
I guess those 3 seconds of not running adds up, but I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the whole basketball thing.
Get off our little basketball.
Yeah, our basketball rant.
This is a football episode.
And this is our football. So let's get back to football, all right? It's fine. That's a little off the record type shit.
We'll get to basketball later.
But we're back to football. The regular season has wrapped up. College football, Michigan has won the national championship.
That's over, yeah.
Until
next year.
Yeah, until next year. Clemson is 13-point dogs, as I told you, off the air against Georgia.
We're gonna get shit on.
Yeah, we're gonna get rolled probably. We'll see. But yeah, we're into NFL. Congratulate Michigan on the national championship. That's what I expected to win when the playoff came out. But I expected Texas to play them, not Washington.
I thought it was also gonna be Michigan, Texas, and I thought Texas was gonna pull it out, but they didn't get the chance to.
I tweeted it out. I was like, I think the front seven of Michigan and their offensive line is gonna win them the Natty. I was like, what's gonna win them versus Bama, and what's gonna win them? I said against versus Washington.
They had both best lines in the whole country.
Yeah,
and
you're not
beating that.
And they have really good lines in the college football playoff. And you saw between Milroe, who's not really a thrower, so he could try to use his legs, but he escapes sometimes, but not really.
Yeah.
And Penix, who's been deadly, looking like a top 10 pick, couldn't could not make any of the throws.
Couldn't do
He had no
anything, yeah.
time.
He had nothing.
Yeah. So, but shout out Michigan, good win. Week 18. Let's get on to Week 18.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. Yeah.
What? You didn't watch any of it? All right, I'll get on to Week 18. There were a couple. Did you watch the Sunday night game?
Who was that? Bills.
Bills
I watched
Dolphins.
some of that one.
Okay, I watched all of it.
I did watch some of that one.
I watched because it's Week 18. I watched all of it. I watched a lot of football this year, so I'm happy about that. There was a couple scenarios. There was the NFC South, which was that the Bucs win.
Yeah, I saw all that.
And they won 9-0. It was a very boring game. Panthers got robbed of a touchdown because they fumbled.
And then we have the other side of the division.
Then they had the other NFC South game, which Arthur Smith got blown out the water. He's gone. So I'm in my happy phase now, so we'll see how much they ruin it.
You got a whole off season to be happy.
Yeah, it's going to go back to sadness. September, 8th probably.
Yeah.
Then we got the NFC East, Eagles and Cowboys playing for the division. I think it didn't matter if the Cowboys or if the Eagles won because the Cowboys won, it would have locked it up.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, Cowboys won, Eagles lost, so Eagles are the 5 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And then the AFC East was up for grabs. The Dolphins and the Bills played on Sunday night. The Dolphins lost 21-14.
So
I was going to say they choked, but they didn't really choke, but they blew a lead.
Sixth seed for them playing the Chiefs.
Playing the Chiefs. We'll talk about that game.
And the Bills get to host the Steelers.
They have to host the Steelers. And quite frankly, what an exciting Sunday football game in the fourth quarter. That big punt return.
Mm-hmm.
Also hit his incentive, which was awesome. He won $250,000 off that punt return and got him in the playoffs. Josh Allen, crazy throws, had some bad throws. Playing like Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Tua turned the ball over.
Yeah.
Turned the ball over when it mattered.
I saw the headlines.
Throwing at Chase Claypool and double.
Yeah.
But if we go down the line, AFC West was technically, I think, up for grabs, but the Chiefs.
No. The Chiefs had that locked.
They had that locked
2 weeks ago.
Did they?
Ever since the
because they beat the Bengals. My fault. Yeah.
Broncos lost 3 in a row. They've
Okay.
had that locked up.
AFC South was up for grabs,
Texans,
and that was Texans and Colts. It was great to see C.J. Stroud get emotional at the end of the game.
Because the Titans beat the shit out of the Jaguars.
They did. Yeah, that was there too. C.J. Stroud wins, got emotional for clinching a playoff berth, and now is hosting a playoff game, and the Jags are completely out of it.
Yeah, they're not in it.
They are completely out of it. A big throwaway against the Titans on the road, a game they frankly should have won. Vrabel's out as coach, which is crazy. AFC East, we talked about that. AFC North was not up for grabs. The Ravens rest their starters, and I guess helped the Steelers get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if they lost, they wouldn't have been in. But the win, and then
I don't want to say how the Steelers looked like they were gonna lose until the fourth quarter.
Well, Tyler Huntley.
He sucks.
And then we got the NFC East. NFC North was not up for grabs, but the Packers secured a wild card spot at the win over the Bears. The NFC West was not up for grabs. The Niners clinched that, and the NFC South was up for grabs, and that went over. So all the game clinching scenarios, and then we have the playoff seeding.
Yeah.
Right? So you got your Eagles are in it on the road against Tampa. You got a chance in that or no? Or are you already calling it dead?
Well, I hope we lose.
Why?
Better draft pick. And
That's crazy.
And someone gets fired.
That's crazy.
Well, I'm scared if we win, then no one gets fired, and we get a.
Do you think Sirianni should get fired?
He shouldn't. I still believe in him.
So just Brian Johnson to get fired.
And Sean Desai and Matt Patricia. Anyone on that coaching staff that is not named Nick Sirianni
is raps.
Needs to be gone.
Okay.
Because whatever I just witnessed in this past season was atrocious.
Bro, when I saw your story when it said Jalen Hurts is a $1 quarterback, it's over.
Dude,
they did the thing where it was like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Jalen Hurts was $1.
Fox Sports, the Instagram post.
Yeah, $1.
You have $15 to build a team. Here's your quarterback, 2 receivers, tight end, and a running back. Motherfuckers put Dak Prescott at the $2. That's that.
Jalen Hurts is $1. It's cooked. It's over.
It's the MVP runner-up last year, guys. Doesn't know how to get off his first.
He was the MVP favorite week 11.
Yeah, after he beat the Bills.
Was it after he beat and the Chiefs? Yeah.
The Bills game was after. The
Yeah,
Chiefs,
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it was the Chiefs when he was the favorite. Then he beat the Bills and became still the favorite.
Then he showed the entire world how to lose it in a matter of 6 weeks.
Well, that was kind of the quarterback award. Brock Purdy lost the award off his one performance against the Ravens.
Well, it shouldn't be a quarterback award.
It should be a CMC
Brock
award.
Purdy should never have been in the running to begin with.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Like anyone with a brain.
But it's a storyline award, not an actual MVP award.
Oh yeah, I know.
Just like the NBA.
Yeah, I know.
Because LeBron would have won it 15 years in a row.
No, I know.
So we have to go off the storyline, and it's Lamar.
Yeah.
Should be CMC or Tyreek, but Tyreek slowed down.
Shouldn't even be Tyreek anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be CMC.
Like low key, if it's not Christian McCaffrey, it's got to be an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman because everyone else this year, there's not a single player outside or skill player outside of Christian McCaffrey that I can step back and say, wow,
on the offense.
On the offense, that guy made that much of an impact on their team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that award needs to start going to linemen because I think if you took the award for the most literal sense, most valuable player, it should be a lineman award every year.
This could be a horrible take, but I think Bijan is going to be in the running within the next 3 years.
Oh God.
If we get a coach who utilizes him, why not?
You might need some better run blocking too, but I don't hate it. But we have a ways to go.
Well, he'll be in the run. He won't win it.
No.
But
he'll never win.
I feel like he'll get recognition.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I still think that's something iffy, but no, Brock Purdy should never have been considered.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I
think you put Mac Jones on the 49ers, they're better.
I disagree.
I think if you put Sam Howell on the 49ers, they're better.
I disagree.
I think if you can put the astronaut on the 49ers and they're better.
I disagree.
No, Brock Purdy, he can throw a football. Give him the credit for that.
Correct.
He makes the right throws.
None of those guys you said can throw the football.
That is not true.
Okay, Mac Jones, deep ball.
Okay, maybe Mac Jones.
Okay, Sam Howell's going to throw an interception.
No, he's not. He's not. He'll throw it up, but Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk will get it. Like he's throwing to the Commanders. And he has no time to throw. Give him a competent line. Give him the 49ers. He's winning a Super Bowl. Give Mac Jones the 49ers. They're winning a Super Bowl. No, I stand on that.
All right, stand on business.
Give Mac Jones the 49ers.
Well, I hope the Niners win the Super Bowl.
I know you do.
You know what? I got a rack on them if they win.
God, I cannot wait for them to lose.
Yeah, fuck you. I need them.
I hope they lose so bad.
I know you do.
But yeah, no, Mac Jones is an MVP favorite with the 49ers. So is Sam Howell. So is fucking the bald guy on the Vikings. Josh Dobbs.
The pastronaut.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs. Who else would do that? Tommy DeVito. Okay,
that's no, you're tripping. You're tripping.
Danny Jones is winning MVP on the Niners.
Not
even in consideration.
He would have won.
He is winning.
He would have won the MVP if he played for the Eagles last year.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he would have.
That's bullshit.
We saw it this year with Jalen Hurts.
That's
fraud quarterback.
No, that's because the smart-minded offensive coordinator says.
So he was carried by the offensive coordinator, Jalen Hurts.
This season?
Last year.
No, because this year's dumbass offensive coordinator tells him.
Yeah, so you went from here to here, right?
And I'm trying to explain why. Because this year's offensive coordinator says when that guy's not open, run. Not look for the next guy that's open. It's when that guy's not open, run. And most of the time, he starts to run, and then he sees a big guy coming at him.
Big guy.
Then he's got his stupid. Oh, I'll use that word lightly. He's got his head coach in his ear saying, "Oh, don't get hit, don't get injured." So that's why he fucking slides 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and gets sacked. It's horrible. They've made him worse by their suggestions. I'm sick of it. I want them all gone, all of them, every single one of them out.
All right, word.
Sorry, that was my little mini rant.
Dude, I love this. I love this podcast because it's just every single time there's a 5-minute Eagles rant. There's always something about the Eagles, man.
Not when we're winning.
Always something about the Eagles.
Not when we're winning.
True.
Or playing. I don't even want to say that. When we're playing well.
True. So this is how the AFC is shaping up.
Mm-hmm.
We can say it. The Ravens are the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills' big AFC East win puts them at the 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And a big stretch late at the end. So they're one of the hottest teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are the 3 seed, so they get the Arrowhead for probably
A game.
1 week,
Yeah,
barring any upset.
yeah, I don't see that happening.
And the 4 seed is the AFC South, which is the Texans. Then we get to play the wild cards. We got the Browns, we got the Dolphins, we got the Steelers. So I think for this playoffs we talked about as well, we're going to do week by week. And you just want to pick a winner, straight up winners. All right, let's do straight up winners. Then let's look at the NFC. First seed, we got the 49ers.
Bye.
They got the bye. They got the bye this week. Second seed is the Cowboys at home. They'll probably get two home games. The third seed is the NFC South.
Lions.
No, NFC North.
No,
Lions.
Yeah.
North Lions. We just split up. And then South Buccaneers. And then Eagles get the 5th seed. The Lions play the Rams. Stafford comes back. And then we got Mike McCarthy facing his old Packers and Jordan Love with his playoff debut. So, do you just want to start? Do you want to do conference, or do you want to do seeds?
Up
so
to you.
Let's do conferences. Let's do conferences. So week by week, we'll do conferences. We'll add them up, and we'll see how it goes. But let's first talk about each game. I think before we make our picks. So, let's start with the 2-7 in the AFC. We got the Bills at home against the Steelers.
Yeah, no, I don't give the Steelers a chance.
You don't give the Steelers a chance.
TJ Watt's out.
TJ Watt is out.
Their offense sucks.
Their offense is better with Mason Rudolph? We can agree on that, right?
Again, no, because I think.
You think Pickett's better than Rudolph in the terms of the offense this year?
I think Rudolph might make them slightly better just because he can throw it further. But in terms of like mobility, I think Pickett gives you a little more.
I mean, he's gotten the wins, so
yeah, he is getting
some big wins.
But again, there's definitely an earlier episode on this podcast we were talking about it, how backup quarterbacks kind of come in, put up huge numbers, and then defense is like, all right, we know what you're doing, and then they suck.
Well, yeah, but Mason Rudolph's been seen by the league before.
Oh, I know he has. I'm sure there's some new offense, some new scheme that the Steelers have implemented that no other team's seen from them this year, which is why they've been doing so well. So I expect the Bills to be ready and I expect the Bills to not treat Mason Rudolph like a backup in preparation. And I know they have a good defense. And
the Bills have a up and down defense.
I give the Steelers no chance. If I had to guarantee one team that would win this week, it would be the Bills.
Yeah. Okay. I just think with TJ Watt out, it's hard. The only reason I give the Steelers a chance is because of how erratic the Bills can play. They are an erratic team. Like we see the games, right? And it doesn't have to be a win or a loss, right? But the games where a game that shouldn't be close, the Bills make close, right? Like the Giants game on Sunday night where they threw up to Waller and they barely lost. A game that they should have won, right? They lost. Oh my God, they lost early they lost to the Jets week 1 with Zach Wilson coming off that injury, right? A game that they should have won. I think they were favorites even with Aaron Rodgers there, right? Aaron Rodgers tears Achilles. Zach Wilson comes in and they still lose, right? There's games.
Yeah, I bet the Bills that game too.
Exactly. There's games, right, where the Bills should win and they lose them. That's the history of the Bills. I'm still gonna pick the Bills, right? Because I just think that I like their environment is probably A tier in the NFL. Could be one of the best, if not the best.
Especially if it's cold.
Exactly.
Although the Steelers are also used to that. So
Steelers are used to that.
That's not.
But I'm just saying it's one of the better home environments to be at. They get really rowdy, and it's a great city. Really just football city there. So give me the Bills. The spread I think is 10. I want to say they cover it, but then I see the Bills doing some BS.
No, they cover.
All right, there they go. But we both got the Bills in that one. I just really don't give the Steelers a chance as much as, well, not as much.
I don't give them
I give them more of the chance than you do. You're saying 0%. I'm going to give them about
0.01.
I'll give them like a 8 to 10% chance.
Good God, that is generous. All right.
It's generous. It's a 10-point spread. Anything can happen. Come on. Next, we have the 3-6, which is the Dolphins and the Chiefs. I can give a little. You're probably gonna say your pick. I think I know who it is. You got the Chiefs.
No.
You got the Dolphins. All right. I was gonna say before we got the picks, I was gonna say, since 2017, the Dolphins are I think 0-10 against the spread, with degrees under 40, and then the Dolphins have not beat a winning team this year.
Yeah.
So, what is it? You're still picking the Dolphins?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
You got a feeling?
I do.
Let's hear it.
I like McDaniels. I think he's got a lot. I think he and his staff are definitely cooking up a bunch of stuff this week. If we're being honest, they probably should have won that game in Germany if they didn't start off so poorly. Granted, this game's in Arrowhead, which is the loudest stadium in the world or in the country. But yeah, no, I don't like what I've seen from the Chiefs. They just haven't given me anything to think that they could. I don't want to say because like they definitely could win this game. I could see that happening, but like they're not doing shit after. But I could see them losing this game too because if they were playing the Bills too, then I would definitely say the Bills. But the only reason I'm saying the Dolphins is the Chiefs' defense is kind of, I don't want to say gotten worse, but they've looked like they've sort of lost that fire and that passion that they kind of played with at the beginning of the year.
They didn't take the bus.
Fuck the bus. But I think Miami's offense is going to get going. I think Tua is going to have a bounce back game. Tyreek Hill's he loves playing in Kansas City, so I think he'll have a good game, and I think it'll be a close game, and I think we'll get into one of those scenarios where a Chiefs wide receiver is going to have to step up and make a play, and like all year long, it just has not been working. So
it's crazy is that I picked the Dolphins as well on my Instagram, and I'm going to tweet out the predictions too. I picked the Dolphins as well, and I think I have many reasons I'm picking the Dolphins, which is kind of weird to say, especially with what I just said about their history.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a couple reasons. One, I think the public is going to back the Chiefs heavy.
Yes.
Right? Two, I think with cold hands comes harder to catch. Those wide receivers, it's going to be hard on Mahomes, right?
Well, they should be ready for that weather. Miami is not.
Miami is not ready for that weather. I agree. But what I'm saying is cold weather, it's hard for those receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like the run game with the speed of Mostert and Achane. Yep. Achane, two explosive runners. Same thing with Pacheco. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a running fest. Arrowhead is a very good place to play. But this year specifically, right, the Chiefs have not had that Arrowhead
not at all.
Success that they usually do.
No.
Right?
No.
And I think this is one of those years where I'm imagining a third down and Travis Kelce somehow makes a drop. I don't know why, but it's been a frustrating year for the entire team, and I think they go out in a frustrating way.
No, they will.
I think this is the game. I think the frustrations are going to last. I think this is the game that blows everything up for the Chiefs in the offseason where they reset the wide receivers. They use the Mahomes pitch, get some good wide receivers, maybe some old wide receivers, some veterans.
Mm-hmm.
This will be that year. They'll draft some people. I think they get off a shocking loss to the Dolphins. It's crazy to say, but I think they do.
Yeah, and then I don't expect Matt Nagy to be there next year either. So
yeah,
we'll have to see what they do. Yeah,
but
I think the Dolphins.
Surprised we both picked the Dolphins there. Next in the AFC is the 4-5. We got the Texans and the Browns. Texans are a young team.
Mm-hmm.
They're at home. Houston hasn't hosted a playoff game since the Deshaun Watson days.
Yep.
So it's been a little bit of a while for them.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of a wait. Maybe not for some teams, but for Houston's been a little bit of a wait, and that team is young, and the Browns have been going through an injury plague, but they're backed by veteran experience, right? A veteran defense, a veteran quarterback, a veteran team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised I haven't heard any Nick Chubb news.
Because he broke his leg.
Well, there was reports when he did that the injury was reported worse than it was, and he had a chance to come back.
Okay.
So I should look it up. I didn't do my research on that.
Well, that's fine.
Just came to my mind now. But more of a veteran team for the Browns, more of a younger team for the Texans.
I want to say the Browns win, but there's also a part of me that thinks Joe Flacco is gonna
burn out.
I mean, he was a Philadelphia Eagle 2 years ago, and he was dog shit. I don't know what has gotten into him.
Well, he's not playing for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I know that, but like he was a Jet last year,
Hop off the jet.
and he was dog shit. So I don't know what is happening right now with Joe Flacco. It could be some crazy drugs. It could be the script writers are going crazy.
True.
It could just be like what we talked about. Backup quarterback comes in, teams don't give a shit, or defensives don't give a shit. He balls out. They're like, fuck, gotta take him seriously.
Yep.
And then they do, and then he plays like shit. So it could be a case of that. I know D'Amico Ryans is a very good defensive mind.
Good, young defensive mind.
Yeah, so... And the Texans have proven that they have the pieces to make the big plays to squeak out games. So
Yep.
I could realistically seeing this game going anyway. I'm going to right now give it to the home team. I think Houston rides this train a little more, as much as I want to say the Browns. But if Joe Flacco steps into that stadium, balls the fuck out again, then I think the Ravens have a real problem.
I picked the Texans as well. I picked their +2.
Good God.
I'm still a little torn on it, like you said, but because I'm torn on the veteran experience and it's the playoffs. But I picked the Texans. I picked them because of the energy. I think they're gonna come out energized. I think that the city's gonna be energized. I think that stadium's gonna be good, and like you said, for me, it's gonna probably be one of the closest ones, but. I think the Texans are going to be energized. I just got a feeling.
Yeah.
That's the playoffs, right? It's a hard thing to predict. But yeah, nothing agreed so far, right? Everything agreed so far.
Yeah.
Then we move to the NFC. All right. The NFC, we got the 2-7, the Cowboys and the Packers. The Cowboys, I think, have lost one home game this year, either 1 or 0.
It's 1.
Who they lose to?
They lost.
They lost to someone. I remember that.
Was the Bills was at home, wasn't it? No. That was in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they didn't lose at home.
That will be something I fact check. But I feel like I remember their kind of their run ending.
I was about to say, I feel like they dropped a game at home. That was pretty bad.
Yeah. Let's check.
No, they beat the Lions, although they should have lost that.
No, I don't really see a home loss. I don't see a home loss.
All right.
No home loss for the Cowboys yet. So, Cowboys, Packers. Packers are a young team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got an energized team as well.
Yeah.
They got the Cowboys at home, a tough defense, a pretty good offense, a red hot CeeDee Lamb. How do you think this one goes?
Well, I have seen the reports that if Mike McCarthy loses to his former team,
He's
he
fired.
will be looking for a new one this offseason. So
I agree.
I know he's up all night this week. So there's that. Yeah, Jordan Love, because that's the difference between the Packers and the Texans to me, because both of these teams are young and have not made the playoffs. It's their first time pretty much for these young teams. But the Texans all year have proven that they can play with these high up teams. Like they've proven that they can go shot for shot with these juggernauts. Yep. Packers kind of have. I mean, they have a couple impressive. I don't want to, because like even the Texans have like a few wins against good high level teams, but they have good games against the rest.
So you're gonna say the Packers are streaky.
They're very streaky. Jordan Love, particularly. I know he's hot.
They're coming off a rivalry win.
I know he's hot. And I know that what's that guy's Matt LaFleur? Is that his name?
That's their coach.
Yeah. I know he's got all those guys juiced, ready to go. They got
on the roids juiced.
That's right. They got good. They have a good defense still. I don't know. I can't see the Cowboys after how they've played this season.
I can't see them losing either.
That.
To me they're not a wild card exit team as much as we like to harp on them.
As much as we like to clown on them.
They just seem like a conference or a divisional loss.
Yeah, no,
but,
they really do.
I don't see it.
Although we do know how well the Dak plays against the Packers in his time.
Yeah, that's true.
So
scared about that.
And yeah, I guess that is the one concern about Dallas Cowboys fans is there really isn't any need to be worried from what you've seen
Yeah.
this year, but regular season's over. Dak
It is
played well
over.
this year. Let's see if he can keep playing well. Because
Yep.
I promise you this, he shits the bed this playoffs too. There's talks in Dallas about a quarterback change. But despite how well he's played this year, because that'll be his 9th season.
He's the longest tenured quarterback for like one team.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, I think the Cowboys should win that.
I got them boys.
I would love it if they didn't.
Of course you would.
Make my day so much better.
Uh-huh.
But they will. They probably will.
There you go. Now we move to the 3-6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Detroit. First home playoff game in Ford Field history against the returning, right? Quarterback matchups, but the two quarterbacks that were traded for each other,
No, I know.
right?
Yeah.
Returning Matt Stafford to Detroit. Did you see they doing like a ban Matt Stafford thing?
No.
Like his jerseys aren't allowed in.
Oh, nice.
Not cool. Anyways, maybe that's some Philly shit. But after what?
We don't even do that.
Yeah, after what he did for Detroit, his wife was like, "Don't do that. Like we have much love for y'all." Stuff like taking the high road. Good for her. Saw that on the Pat McAfee show. So I don't know how true it is. But yeah, the 3-6 Rams are visiting the Lions. Two explosive offenses, two interesting defenses. Right. First game for the Lions in the playoffs in a while. First one in Ford Field history. Let's hear the breakdown.
Well, the stadium will be
Loud.
I promise you that.
It better be, or else I'll be disappointed.
Very. No, it will be. Those tickets have been bought. Those tickets have been pre-ordered for decades. For
Bro, your
generations.
grandfather's ashes. We're
No,
waiting for
your
those
grandfather bought you those playoff tickets.
Yeah, facts.
Today, you
Carry
get to
on the
use them.
legacy.
No, I would honestly, in full seriousness, I would be surprised if there was a single like Rams fan there.
There will be. There will be.
I know there will be, but like
It's also the Rams.
that's what I'm saying. Like they don't have a lot of fans to begin with.
So let's hear it.
I know a lot of people are on the Rams for whatever reason. I'm not. I don't.
Fuck, dude.
I know. I don't see how.
Fuck, I'm on the Lions too.
I know. Don't worry. You might not have the same last team.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So the Lions, like you said, two really good offenses. I like Detroit's run game a little more. I think Jahmyr Gibbs and what's the other guy's name?
David Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery. I think they've got a little bit of an edge over Williams.
Powerful runner.
Yeah, and I know that, but I like not just like, but I trust the Detroit defense a lot more than the Rams as well. For those big plays, big moments. I think they have a better pass rush, although the Rams do have Aaron Donald. But
They do.
he's low-key been getting bottled up this season.
Dang.
Is he washed, maybe?
He's not. He's
Not
getting
really.
Father Time's undefeated.
I know.
LeBron trying to put him on the first loss.
Well, I hate those arguments because like people will say that about any like pass rusher when he doesn't like get a bunch of sacks. It's like, oh, is he washed? Is he washed? Like no.
No, he's getting triple teamed.
Yeah,
dumbass.
go look at the film.
Yeah.
Half
they
the
are
offensive line, the left tackle left his man unblocked just to go block my guy. Like, what are you
They are
talking?
stat
The
hunters.
only reason we got a sack is the left tackle didn't block that guy to go block this guy. But so that definitely could happen with Aaron Donald. But you got what's the kid's name? Aiden Hutchinson on the other side
Yep.
of the ball.
That's the kid's name.
So I like the Lions. I know Detroit faithful will be out for that game. The energy is going to be through the roof. What time is that game?
Oh, I think it's a mid-afternoon game.
It doesn't matter. People will be tailgating at 5 a.m. in Detroit.
Let's see.
People might start tailgating the night
8:15
before.
Sunday.
It's the night.
It's a night game.
Yeah, people will be out tailgating.
People will
12
be as
plus
drunk
hours.
as Philly fans.
Yeah. So, and then we all know how important home field advantage is in the playoffs as well. So
It is very important.
I can't take the Rams,
Can't take the Rams.
Nope.
All right.
even though
I got the Lions
probably
as
gonna
well.
win.
The only thing that scares me about the Lions is the quick passes to Cup and Puka. More Cup because, I mean, he's been doing it for years. Slices up defenses.
But if Detroit can just focus on getting him down and tackled, then
And we'll see what happens.
They should win that easily.
All right, the last one. Eagles and Buccaneers in Tampa, 8:15 Monday night, the final game of the whole
Super wild
playoffs,
card weekend.
the Super Wild Card weekend. Here we go. All right. You are an Eagles fan. Here's kind of been the whole gist. The NFC South, probably the weakest division in football. The Buccaneers baked. You were right about Baker Mayfield this year.
Yep.
Maybe not a B-tier quarterback,
Nope.
but
Yeah, you're right. A tier.
all right.
Comeback player of the year. Give it to him.
No.
DeMar Hamlin does not deserve
It's Joe
it.
Flacco's.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Joe
is.
Flacco played 5 games.
Bro
Baker
was on the
Mayfield
couch.
Played the whole year.
Bro was on the couch.
Baker Mayfield's been doing this all year.
Wild.
He's that guy.
Word. But you got us. You got us.
A tier. Yes.
B tier.
A.
C tier. Anyways.
That's crazy. Bro's putting him in the same category as, like, who would be a C tier quarterback this year?
Go on.
That'll be a different video.
No, go on.
That'll be a different
Go on.
episode.
All right. We'll talk about it
We'll save that for
another episode.
for when the season's over.
True. But the whole thing is the Eagles are kind of on the downhill. Bucks won the division.
Yeah, no,
A little bit uphill.
I'd say rock bottom.
So let's hear it. As an Eagles fan, are y'all winning this football game?
Well, the Eagles fan in me wants to say, of course, we're a better team than the Buccaneers.
Y'all played the Buccaneers earlier this year, right?
Yeah.
And y'all won.
Yeah.
All right.
Week 3.
Yep.
That was 15 weeks ago.
It's just bringing up the facts and statistics.
three whole months ago.
Actually, if it's week 3 and we're week 18, that's 15 weeks. That's almost 4 months ago.
Oh, yeah, that is almost 4 months ago. Yeah, so almost 4 months ago. So 2 completely different teams.
Yep. Different mindsets, different momentums.
Different passions.
The Eagles fan thinks yes, but what does the analyst Baron Burns say?
Okay, well, I'll say this. If both Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown are out now, we lose. And I hope we lose. I also want this to be on the record. I want us to lose so badly. Nothing would make me – if you could give me anything out of this whole season, I wanted it to be a Super Bowl win, but at this point, I'll take this wild card loss. Is I want a better draft pick, and I want new coordinators. All I want. But we're not going to get those if we somehow make it on to the next round, and I know that.
Word.
So, while I will be cheering for the Buccaneers, I do think the Eagles
Oh,
win this game.
I got the Eagles too.
But like, I could definitely sit here for I could sit here for 30 minutes and convince myself the Buccaneers will win. So I'll take the Buccaneers for you, just for the
Word.
Just for the
Well, you're the dog of the day, so.
just for the sake of
competition.
Well,
I got the Eagles. The reason I got the Eagles.
I want to hear your reason.
All right, the reason I got the Eagles is it's been a little bit of a rough patch for the Eagles, right? The Eagles are in a downturn, and nothing's looking well. I think the receivers will play. We'll see what the injuries are like. Questionable, of course.
I think Smith might just be out.
He might be out.
He had a bad injury. I know that.
If AJ plays, well, that's good. But he's been quiet, right? Been very quiet the last couple weeks. The reason I got the Eagles is I think this will be a very grinded out game. This will be a grinded out game, and I think that this will be a Baker Mayfield test game. And a Baker Mayfield test game in his recent history hasn't been the best.
He's not a test taker.
He's not a test taker. He's more of a test hand inner. All right. He doesn't. But we don't know what the grade is. Most of the time, it's not good. He just hands in the test halfway through.
He's not book smart. He's more like fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, fuck it, we ball. I sense a bounce back for the Eagles. I don't know why I sense a DeAndre Swift big game. I don't know why I do.
Well, I will say the last time we played the Buccaneers, he had 175 rushing yards.
I sense it again.
No, we've been sensing that for the past 15 weeks. It has not happened.
I'm sensing it. It's the playoffs. It's a different breed, right? The Eagles are a different breed. The Eagles play off emotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs are very emotional games, right? I think this is an emotional win, and I got the Eagles. I think the Eagles pull it out. I like them. We got a disagreement, and I definitely think the Bucs can win, but I got the Eagles.
Buccaneers probably will win.
Well, you should have picked them when you did.
I did pick them.
Well, I'm saying it the first time before you switched.
I promise you, I can convince myself that they'll win. I promise you. Just sit there and think about James. You just go look at James Bradbury 2023-2024 season highlight tape. Little spoiler alert. It's only
It will
30
say thank
seconds.
you for watching.
It's only 3 seconds long. He only had one pick this year, but
thank you for watching.
God, yeah, no. Baker Mayfield might throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns.
Damn, GG's.
Mike Evans is gonna have a career game before he goes to the Chiefs.
Damn.
So everyone can get excited about that.
Yep.
What else?
Please go to the Chiefs.
What else is gonna happen in that game? Vita Vea is gonna get like 4 sacks.
Damn,
and,
bro, it's negative.
He's going to be seen as a top defensive player entering next season because of that.
Dude, I mean, I'm a Falcons fan. I'm a little more positive than this. Come on.
No. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
Okay.
What else? Chris Godwin's going to have a career day. He might get an extension just from it. So serious. He could get 150 yards, 2 touchdowns easily. Actually, I don't know if Darius Slay is playing. If Darius Slay also plays or doesn't play, we lose. And who else? Rashad White.
Could have a monster game.
Yeah, he might find a new team next year off of monster. He might be the highest paid running back next season after what he's about to do to us. So
that's wild.
Yeah.
Give me the Eagles.
No.
Well, that's our playoff predictions for the wild card. We have fairly certainly and some underdogs in there too.
Mm-hmm.
We got some underdogs in there.
Speaking of dogs. Just for everyone out there, we didn't really go over this, but what was the final scoreboard for Dog of the Day?
Well, we didn't continue it after but it was like 22-13 or something like that, or 14.
So if anyone has any ideas for Brooks' punishment here,
oh my gosh,
be sure to leave them in the comments.
Yeah, your comments are whack.
If there's nothing that we like, it's okay. I'll just go get a Baker Mayfield Buccaneers jersey.
Fuck, dude.
I'll have to wear that. I feel like one episode is not enough. We'll figure out how long. I'll talk to AJ off the scenes too.
Fuck, it should be him wearing it.
Hopefully get him back on here one of these days.
Please.
But yeah, we'll think of something for you to do.
Fuck off. Damn. Any other NFL world news? But we move past that. Coaching, right?
Yep.
With the end of the season comes Black Monday when everyone gets fired.
Oh yeah.
So we had a couple of a couple surprising ones.
Oh yeah.
What do you think is the most surprising one that you've seen?
Well, a little side note because it's not NFL related, but Nick Saban, obviously.
Nick Saban gone. That was
a huge.
Huge.
Surprise.
Yep.
And then I want to say Pete Carroll.
I want to say Pete Carroll too, for the reason that it's not a resigning and it's a firing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Mike Vrabel.
No, because I feel like that was either happening I feel like that should have happened last year. I feel like this.
I don't think he should have got fired.
I feel like this year is just kind of due. It's just there, because
the front office screwed him. I'm sorry,
no, they did.
But do you see how every player just got traded or dissolved away?
Yeah.
With what he did with that roster, I'm impressed they got that many wins. He turned Will Levis was looking fucking great.
I think he still is great.
Well, it was looking great. We'll see what he does without Vrabel, which is mostly a defensive coach. I'll hop off that.
Yeah.
But Vrabel, to be honest, is one of the, maybe you can get mad at this, but he's going to be one of the sought-out coaches and could arguably be one of the best coaches in the league.
I don't hate that statement.
I think when we're talking the game, the mentality.
I think he would definitely be the most sought after this offseason, though.
You think?
Outside of Carroll.
I really.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be more sought after Belichick and Carroll due to his age.
Yeah,
just because
I could definitely see
because
that,
with Carroll and Belichick, let's
they're
see,
both old.
Let's see if a couple bad seasons, they're gonna retire, right? Vrabel's he's not young, right? But for a coach, he's young, right? And the Patriots might go after him if Belichick goes, and if I think Belichick goes, then he should go to the Patriots because that's his place he played.
The only reason I say Carroll is because at least I think, I don't know how the NFL world thinks, but if the Cowboys do shit the bed this game and lose to the Packers, I think Carroll's in as their head coach.
I think that's a pretty good fucking hire.
But that's the only reason I say he would get hired before Vrabel is because I think Carroll's the perfect guy to go to a team that needs the right play calling. They have all the pieces. Philadelphia Eagles have all the pieces, have all the playmakers. They just need someone to shine the light and show them the way.
Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to a team without a quarterback personally. But
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, Michael Penix, that's a great quarterback.
that's true. That is true.
We're getting a quarterback this offseason.
That is true.
And I am so stoked to see who it is because if it's really bad, I'm gonna be really sad.
Until it's Carson Wentz.
Fuck.
Joe
Flacco.
That's your backup. So when Carson Wentz goes down, Joe Flacco can come in. But no, I think I could see the Falcons getting him though.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, I don't think they're trading him. I think they trade the pick before they trade him at this point.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
But
if not, Justin Fields.
That would be a good one. I'd like Kyler Murray.
I wouldn't be. People get mad at me, but I wouldn't mind Kyler Murray.
I wouldn't either.
I would not mind Kyler Murray.
He's not bad.
Exactly. And you need another wide receiver, and then our offense is just cling, maybe a little offensive line retooling.
Yeah,
but the offensive line is actually like, it's about above to average.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at the offensive line.
I don't know. I just think, and then
how about a Jet?
If the NFL is scripted, the Cowboys will fire McCarthy and hire Carroll because that would make them.
Bro's got the script. He's got the game plan.
Well, that makes them 10 times better.
Yeah, they're Garrett and then McCarthy for the head of the NFL, the face of the NFL, the Cowboys, America's team.
Two pretty shitty coaches. If you
I wouldn't say shitty. I would say Garrett's shitty. I wouldn't say McCarthy's shitty. I would just say he's mid.
He's not the brightest.
I agree.
Put it that way.
I agree. You need yourself a mind.
Yeah. Well, you need one of those.
So we got a couple openings and we got a lot of rumors, right?
Yeah.
Belichick. Is he gone?
I don't know. Well, no, they've already said he's gone. They said they've had meetings already. He's gonna leave both roles. He's leaving the Patriots.
When did they say that?
I think I saw something today about him and Kraft were having meetings.
I thought they were having meetings.
Maybe it wasn't decided. Anyway, I think he's done. Low-key, I could see him retiring.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see him really. Because that's kind of like Carroll to me too. I don't see him going to a team that's like, all right, well, we're a few years removed from competing for a championship. Okay. I feel like he's going to a team that has all the pieces. They just need that light. Okay. And I know his name's been linked to the Chargers. As is Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm. Jim Harbaugh. Yeah. John, I remember this. John, NFL, the N at the end.
Oh, there you go.
Jim, Michigan.
Well, don't worry, they're both about to be in the
True.
NFL. But I know his name's been linked to the Chargers. I think the Chargers and the Falcons honestly are the two most interesting openings right now.
Really?
Well, the Chargers.
I think you'd agree with me. I don't get why the Commanders are such a high, like, oh, this is such a good spot to go.
For a head coach?
Yeah.
Oh, I can explain it because they're about to have probably Drake May.
Yep. That offensive line is dog shit.
Yeah, so
you got to pay your receivers.
Yeah. But
that defense, dog shit.
That defense is not. The defense has the pieces. That's the thing.
Well, the defense just traded away.
They did just
Montez Sweat and Chase Young.
Yeah. So never mind. They have a lot of draft capital coming up. That's
capital, there you go. That could be one.
So the head coach.
The new ownership, maybe. Yeah. But once again, and they'll have shitty ass field.
They'll have a lot of money coming up for free agents. So like, it's an attractive. It is an attractive. I would want to go there before I went to Tennessee.
I agree.
I low key, if there was a position, although I think Pierce is gonna get it, I'd probably want to go to the Commanders over the Raiders.
If Pierce doesn't get it, the Raiders.
Yeah, they suck.
Just get rid of the Raiders franchise.
They suck. And I'd low key rather go to the Commanders than the Patriots.
Yeah,
outside
I would
of
too.
the Commanders, the only jobs I'd want to go to are the Falcons.
Falcons,
the
Chargers. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't hate the Commanders at all.
What about Seattle?
No, not really. I mean, unless you think you can take Drew Lock and turn him into a god. I don't want to say god, but like a good quarterback. I just feel like you're going to be spending the next couple seasons looking for your franchise quarterback. Yeah. And in those couple of years, DK Metcalf might win out. Tyler Lockett's probably going to retire.
Yeah.
Then you just got Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's a good player, granted.
He is a good player.
They have a good defense, but those players might also want out. Bigger contracts. It just seems Seattle's one of those teams that is dying, kind of, because
they're on the last kind of uptick before their downfall.
And again, I don't want to say downfall because, like, one good offseason could put them right back in contention.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like they don't like Geno Smith had a great year last year and had a mediocre year this year.
Mm-hmm.
So if we follow the trend, it's not going to be too much good for too much longer.
Word.
And Drew Lock came in and showed that he can show flashes of being good. He played great against the Eagles and the 49ers. So I don't think the jury's out on him. But again, I think you need a guy to come in and shape him, sculpt him. He's not a complete NFL product.
I think
Continue his growth. But I just feel like they have a lot of old players as well, a lot of expiring contracts in the next couple of years. I just think as the years move on, more players are going to leave, and you're not going to be you're getting younger players in, so you're not quite like if you're as a head coach, you're not really in win now mode. You're kind of if you look at it as a head coaching spot, it's kind of like deteriorating, and yeah, you can jump in right there and be there when it's time to rebuild, but that rebuild might not happen for like a year or two. You see what I'm saying?
I think the two most appealing jobs should be the Falcons and the Chargers.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's it. To me, I don't want to say biased, but I think the Falcons should be the most appealing.
I think it is.
The only reason I say that is a couple reasons. Contracts for the Chargers, kind of older guys, kind of who are stars, and Mahomes owns that division.
Yeah, no, you will be competing. So
You look at the NFC South.
Yeah,
No one owns it.
no one's there. The Falcons are quite literally a quarterback away from winning that division.
Yeah, I agree.
and competent coaching. So yeah, no, I think Falcons should definitely be one, especially if they get a good quarterback. If they don't do that and it's Desmond Ridder, then I would not.
No, it's not going to be Desmond Ridder. It's going to be a quarterback. It's either going to be, I don't know okay. Once again, Falcons fan, so I know a little bit less, maybe a little more, but I could be talking crazy. Arthur Blank's getting old.
Yeah,
our owner. He probably wants to see a Super Bowl. He could make some stupid ass trade like the Hawks did fucking 2 years ago for DeJounte, and just do something stupid.
Yeah.
For like Caleb or Drake.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that happening. But if that doesn't happen, then it's going to be like a Jaden Daniels or a Michael Penix. If that doesn't happen, then it's a trade for a quarterback.
Yeah.
It has to. It's one of those kind of those three things. Either trade up and get one of the top two.
No Russ.
I wouldn't mind a Russ either, but would future allow it? I wouldn't mind a Russ, but the only reason I think
for a year.
That's the thing is like a year, right?
Yeah, and this year's draft class is pretty good.
Yeah, and I think with also the names we can get off trade.
Sucks.
Yeah, the names we can get off trade, I think we can do better. So
yeah, so I would definitely want to go to the Falcons. I know the Panthers is also one we forgot to talk about, but that one's not super attractive either. I'd probably want to go there before I say the Patriot. Well, depending on who the Patriots draft, but before the Titans, though, I'll say that. But
I don't know either.
No,
because if you're taking the job for the Panthers, you're going to be losing. You need to get I forgot the word. It's
I feel like
protection.
I feel like if you go to the Panthers off a head coach job, you will be given the most freedom to do what you want to do.
I'm trying to think what the word is. I was gonna say alimony or something like that. That's not definitely it. It's just like protection, immunity, right?
Immunity, yeah.
You need to get immunity. Like when that owner, David Tepper, needs to be like, oh, we will give you 2 to 3 years of freedom where we can't fire you, right?
No, I don't like that because you can be a bad team and still not get fired. Because think of it this way, right? Whoever's the head coach of the Panthers comes in and they win 4 games next year,
they should not get fired.
That's an improvement. Yeah, you're doing better. So as long as you're showing improvement year after year, that's every coach should do that. And as long as that's being shown, you should keep your job.
Just don't.
The year where you start, it doesn't even have to be a year, depending on your owner. But once you start to see that head coach that head coach is starting to, not in his coaching style, but the way his team works, the way his team's built,
mm-hmm.
way practice are carrying, he just gets worse and worse at his job. Done. You're good. You're gone. And it doesn't matter how many. I don't think it should matter how many games your team wins or how well your team performs. I feel like if you're looking at a coach, if he's working to make himself and your team better each year, perfect. You're coming back.
This is you're saying it from the owner perspective, and I agree with it. But from the coach perspective, when I'm looking for a job, I would take the Titans over the Panthers.
I don't know.
It's tough. It's really.
I think because I think the Titans are about to be in the situation the Panthers are in right now, but I think that's not coming for a year or two.
I mean, yeah, the Titans are about to lose a running back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know their cap space, but when you look at the team, they probably have a lot of cap space.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have cap space to play with there.
So do the Panthers.
The Panthers got cap space too. The reason I don't like the Panthers is when you look at the situations, right? You could say Will Levis had a better year than Bryce Young.
Yeah, you can.
Exactly.
Easily,
right?
can.
Easily.
Yeah.
Perfect. We can agree on that. And I know we definitely agree on that. With the Panthers' wins, they were at 2-15.
Mm-hmm.
Both their wins were a last-second field goal. I don't think people understand that.
They didn't win they weren't leading a single second
in the fourth
season.
quarter. I don't think people understand how bad that is.
No,
right?
Yeah.
You have 2 wins. That's not the worst team, but when you have that statistic, you are not a good team at all. So that team is much worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would also say in Tennessee, I like Tajay Spears as a running back too.
That's true.
In Carolina, we just gave Miles Sanders a contract, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't good.
Nope.
Right? That offensive line, horrible, right? Your best receiver was a really old Adam Thielen, right? That entire offense needs retooling, right? The defense.
Yeah. Nah,
who's going to want to play? Brian Burns is going to want his ass hooked.
Brian Burns is there. He's got a year, so you still have a year to convince him. You get Jeremy Chin, who's coming back off injury, who's still got a year or two, I think, who's a good player. You got J.C. Horn, who's a good player.
J.C. Horn's good, but you're going to have to pay him.
Yeah. The pieces are there.
It's the issue about keeping them there.
Oh, I know. And I think
after that shit show.
But I feel like you have.
I don't think the defense.
You have the pieces.
Maybe I misspoke. I don't think the defense is horrible. I just think the situations, when you look at the hypotheticals, could be horrible. But that defense put up some good fucking.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, they all could. We've talked about this in weeks past, like what happens when all your players leave and you have nothing. But as a coach coming in, I'd honestly want to go into the team that has nothing, because that gives me as the coach more room to do what I want. And essentially, that's how most coaches, I think, operate. Because any old guy can just go in and draw or find a playbook and say, this playbook won them a Super Bowl, implement it, let's go. They want to do it their way. They want to cement their name in the NFL legacy. So you have a job like that, I think that's a little more I don't think that's more attractive than a job like Falcons or Chargers, where it's, hey, we've got our franchise players, we're sitting right on the cusp of mediocrity, can you get us over? But when you have a team that's weird, complete and utter dog shit, we have absolutely nothing and no one except for our franchise quarterback, we hope. Here you go. And I think that's a little more, or not valuable, or a little more attractive in the eyes of a guy looking for a head coaching spot than a team like the Titans, who are saying, we've got these old guys that are on their way out. We don't have as much money, and we kind of want things done this way so we can keep up the I don't want to say lifestyle, but like this is the way the veterans have done it, so we're going to keep it that way, that are still on here. I would be like, nah. But that's just me.
The thing with the Panthers is like you have so much room to like grow, but like I just have so much room, like I don't know what the expectations are going to be. Right? What is Tepper going to say?
Just get better.
Exactly. It's very easy to get better, right?
That's what I'm saying. I think because you're the Carolina Panthers, you are at the bottom. So I don't see what's so bad about going out there this season. And
you don't even have your first pick either.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, you're still doing everything you can to construct the best roster, not only for that season, but moving forward. I don't know what's so bad about going out. Here's your guys. We went 2-14 last year. Here's that awful statistic that you just brought up. Just go be better. And if they're even 1% better, that's good. At least they're getting better. That gives you hope.
But then the second year is going to be, hey, now we got to start chopping it up. You know, Bryce Young's in his third year, right?
Yeah,
after this year, we're going for the fifth year option,
and then
2
again,
years.
Those are discussions that can be held if they're underperforming.
But that's what I'm saying is at least the first 2 years you gotta have some protection.
And I feel like as long as you're doing your job, which is for an NFL head coach, making your team better, you're not going to get fired. But if you're making your team worse, then I would have been upset that you even I don't know, if I'm an owner and you're a guy coming to me, he's like, hey, your team sucks, give me 2-year protection, I would kick his ass out right then and there, because my response is, yeah, your job's to make it better, so go do that. Not saying, hey, this team sucks, if they still suck in 2 years, here's a verbal agreement, you can't fire me. If I was an owner, I would not hire him.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's tough to take a job there. I would say it's at least appealing.
I think
right now.
To me, that's one of the more appealing ones, but I guess that's just.
Well, okay. I would disagree, but that's the beauty of it, right? That's the beauty of it.
Everyone can do something different.
But the coaching carousel's fully underway. We have expected names that are, Ben Johnson. The Lions, both their coordinators going to be looked at. Bill is going to get some looks. Harbaugh's going to get his looks.
Brian Johnson's getting his looks.
He won't get a look. He'll get a look because he'll get a look and he won't get it. So
please,
please
God, do me something good.
But yeah, we'll see what those teams do in the
Mm-hmm.
coaching carousel, which will come up soon after the whole,
It's already started.
Well, yeah, but we'll see our first hires maybe in a week or two.
I don't see.
You will, because
Yeah,
you get those
right.
coordinators that are like, oh, this coordinator's going to be the head coach of this, like during the Super Bowl or like conference championship weekend.
Yeah, you're right.
So
You right.
yeah. So
Oh,
anything else you want to discuss?
I think that'll have to do it for Super Wildcard Weekend.
Super Wildcard Weekend. Thank y'all for listening to another episode of Nothing Agreed. Barron and myself, first day of classes. Hey, hopefully y'all's first day of classes went well, if it's happened, or if it already happened. Hopefully your school
Doing
week is
well.
going well and work
And
week's
if it
going well.
hasn't happened yet, fuck you.
Damn shit. Thank y'all for listening, and peace.